get started here in just a second. I want to welcome you to this live call. We're going to talk about the art of influence. In network marketing, influence is everything. They say that's true for leadership too. When you talk about leadership, it's all about influence. And when you look at people that do so well in network marketing, they're people that have very strong influence over other people. Wouldn't you like to have that? I mean, I would think you would if you're serious about network marketing. Because once you lose that influence, you lose the ability to have people follow you. And in network marketing, that's everything, because we're in the people business. So tonight I wanted to bring on and Mindee, Rosen, and to share some thoughts about that, because Mindee's been involved in the network marketing profession for some time. And no, we're not in the same company. Don't have to be. We're good friends. But one thing I love about Mindee is her dedication to Tony Robbins. She volunteers at a lot of the Tony Robbins events, knows some incredible people. And she also was able to recently be at an event in New Jersey where she was able to meet some very incredible trainers. But you know what, if you miss these incredible events, it's nice to be able to hear from people who've been on some of these or gone to these events and what they've learned from these events. And of course, they pay good money to go to these events. So wouldn't you like to get some of that information, since it doesn't cost you anything but time? I think you would. I think you would. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about that right now. Now, first of all, Mindee, how long have you been involved in network marketing?
I'm coming upon my 6th year anniversary.
6 years. She's a baby. So 6 years. Okay. And so aside of that, interesting thing about Mindee is she does coaching. So she has clients. And tell us a little bit about that.
What I do in the coaching industry is I work with women all around the world. And I help them to become, I'm a business strategist, and I help women to step in to who they want to become, help them to become the ones that their results require. And it's been such an amazing experience to help women step into their potentiation. And attending events like I attended this weekend just really have enabled me to step up my skills. And we'll talk more about that and why this event really enabled me to step into why I'm able to do that, Jeff, and why I surround myself around the people I do.
So that's interesting. Now, how long have you been coaching?
I have seriously been coaching now for 3 years.
3 years. And the coach needs a coach?
A coach absolutely needs a coach, and I absolutely always have a coach.
Interesting. Now pay attention to that. So that, because a lot of times we think that we look at people do very well in network marketing where they go, okay, they reached the top. They have seen the vision. They have been blessed. They've kissed the Holy Grail. So, but it's really not true, is it?
No, absolutely not.
Because Anthony Robbins, he talks about can I, the concept of can I.
Absolutely.
Never ending. What is that? Constant, never ending improvement.
And you will never, ever reach that end of growth unless you're constantly growing, unless you're absolutely stepping in that room. And to me, that means when I step in that room, I don't want to step in that room and be the smartest person. I want to step in that room and I want to be that person that is not the smartest person in the room. And when I step in that room, I want to challenge myself to be that person that steps myself up and challenges myself to, if I'm given a directive, like I was given this weekend, and I'll share with you that directive, is to challenge myself to surround myself amongst people that are smarter than me. And that's the way that I continue to ascend and grow. And
excellent point. And actually the same thing I was told, because actually it was Mindee who talked me into going to the Date with Destiny event in West Palm Beach, Florida, a Tony Robbins event, 6-day event, 14-hour days, crazy. And she said, you got to go, Jeff, you got to go. You got to go. Well, let me see. Oh, yeah. And so I went. And then when I got down there, then she said, now, Jeff, you should take a platinum membership. Take a platinum membership, which means you get to go to platinum events that are just for platinums. And Tony, that's, like Tony's inner circle. And then he coaches and a lot of great things. But I said, no, I don't think so. I don't think I have the time. Don't have the time. But anyway, long story short, so she messaged Scotty, Tony's brother-in-law, and then I talked to Scotty. And so I shared with him my concerns. And one point he made, he said, well, you're at the top of your company, huh? I said, yeah. He said, it's pretty sad, isn't it? And I said, sad? What do you mean? And he says, well, you don't have a peer group. You don't have a peer group that's going to push you and make you grow, help you grow, and get you to the next level in your growth. You don't have it. I said, with these people, you will. So that gets back to what you're talking about right there. So why don't we talk about that? So now you went to now Sean. What's Sean's last name?
Sean Calgary, and how he relates to the RRI group or Tony Robbins organization is you became a platinum partner, which is a big step. When you step into platinum partnership, you're making at least $100,000 or more commitment to step into your growth and your next level of commitment. And it's not even a monetary so much commitment, but it's a commitment of time. And time is something we can never, ever get back. But more so than that, you're stepping in, like you just said, you're stepping into that next level of what does that all look like? You're stepping into that level of next level, putting yourself in a room of people that have this next level of growth. And when I look at what I stepped into this weekend, there was an immense amount. And although Sean, and let me just speak to that for a minute and what that all looks like. Sean is the next level up of a platinum partner. So a platinum partner is a huge investment in money and time, because being a platinum partner gives you proximity to Tony Robbins, which you don't typically get when you just go to an event. When you're a platinum partner, you get access to Tony by going to specific events. What Sean Calgary is, who ran this event that I went to this weekend, he is a Lion partner. So when you become a Lion, you get additional proximity to Tony that you wouldn't get at the level that you just joined. You get an additional level of proximity. But what was really interesting about this event that I attended this weekend is so many different things. Sean Calgary is, he really wanted to create a distinction. Although he's a Lion partner in the Tony Robbins organization, and he has created distinction. And he's created distinction in many ways because Sean Calgary is blind.
He's blind.
And he's legally blind. He doesn't see. So when, and you got to witness this from being at Date with Destiny. I'm not sure if you were in attendance when
I saw him.
You saw him. Okay, so you got to see him speak on stage. And tell me your observations from getting to see him speak on stage. Like, was he not powerful?
He's powerful and certainly didn't seem blind.
Right. Okay, so that man being blind gave, I saw him present in front of 5,500 people. In 7 minutes, he made a presentation to 5,500 people about getting involved or taking a look at what it meant to have proximity and get involved in platinum partnership. Now, that man, being legally blind, he has skied black diamonds, he's swam, with sharks. But let's take that to another level. He decided to, take himself out of that environment and run his own event, because he, for I think it's been over 20 years, had created his own formula for success. And that's what has created him to become one of the top 10 attorneys in the world. So being
that's his
legally
background.
blind. What's that?
That's his background. He's an attorney.
He's an attorney. And not only an attorney, but he's become one of the top 10 attorneys in the country. And being legally blind, Sean has done amazing things that most of us, or I shouldn't say most of us, but many people wouldn't do, being legally being blind. And he's skied black diamonds, he has swum with sharks, he's rode camels in India. That man blows me away. And being exposed to the things that I've been exposed to for the past 3 months, leading up to this event, and then actually meeting Sean in person this past weekend, and being exposed to this integrity-based human influence mastery just blew me away. In the fact
talk about that. So that event, because we call this, what do we call it? The influence, mastering influence and having influence. And was that something that it just was something that you really took away in a big way, or
what were your takeaways? I really took away a different paradigm, because Sean had a community of blind people there. So me, I don't know that everybody challenged themselves to be in that environment and level themselves up. But being that I've been a part of the Tony Robbins community for 4 years, I did know a base of that community that was at that event. But I challenged myself to step away from the people I knew there and meet other people. Now, I did partner myself up with 2 of the platinum partners, but I didn't know them. And I partnered myself up with somebody that was legally blind.
Mm-hmm.
And what that taught me was that we as human beings, we don't see what other people, what they see. And they hear what we don't hear. And I got to work with this girl, Ella, for the whole weekend. And so did those 2 platinum partners. And those 2 platinum partners are experiencing extreme wealth at the highest levels. And, you know, when you level yourself up, you learn so much. And then when you're learning from somebody that can't see or she had very low vision. So she couldn't see for the most, like very, very low vision, a vision stick. It was it shifted my paradigm to see and learn from her that, and it's part of the formula that Sean teaches, that you have to learn a level 5 listening to be innate to the things that we are missing.
Okay. So honing in on that, you said, you know, they see things we don't see, they hear things we don't hear. How does that help a person in our profession in network marketing? How does that help us?
It helps us in so many ways, because by listening and being more in tune, and part of my values and my skills was always listening more than I speak. But when I incorporated this formula that Sean taught throughout the weekend, which when you look at it and you hear it for the first time, it seems complex. But when you break it down and you start to listen to it, it's really not, because when you build, and one of the first things you hear in this formula is that you're building emotional rapport. And that's really about listening to your prospect. And you're connecting with people and you want to hear their pain. So how many times have you heard that, Jeff, over your 40-year career?
Yeah, well, you know, today it's like in social media, and that's the joke, it's not that social anyway, but, you know, it's all about really not so much building rapport, just hitting them with what you got. And I don't think that's working very well for most people in network marketing because of what you're talking about right there. And that is building, and you said emotional rapport. See, that's a little bit different, isn't it?
Absolutely. And that's what switched everything up, and what was really unique and different. And again, what switched my paradigm this weekend is what Sean had us do this weekend was took us through the 4, what consisted of this model was the 4 steps of this communication model. And then there were 10 steps of the indispensable model, and then the 4 energies. So it sounds like it's a little bit complex, but at this point, I've been through every selling model. But when I was taken through immersion this weekend, and I got to do a lot of, I guess you would say, role playing, it was amazing to see how this fits into our industry. And when
Yeah.
you can take it back and see that it's really about, and I can run through with you what those questions look like and what the 10 indispensable elements look like. But when you bring it all back, what it really all looked like was that there's no breakdown in integrity, and it's all based out of love.
So that's the thing when because you were there how many days?
Friday from 9 to 9, they're Tony Robbins days, the very long days, no breaks, no bathroom breaks.
Really
no
kind
tea
people to
breaks.
get that. So 3 days?
3 days,
3
long
days.
days. Yeah.
All right, so we can't cover 3 days here, but when you metabolize, when you walked away and you came home and you thought about what you went through and just, I guess, were the moments that you said, wow, that's powerful. What are some of those things that you metabolized?
When I pulled it all together, the biggest, the biggest takeaway was that so many people, and really, and I have to pull it back to myself, is that sales can really be magical, and that you can do this having so much fun.
Yeah.
And it all comes back to when you're doing it, you really have to, in the beginning, just build this magical emotional rapport when you're connecting with people. And when you do that, and I saw that with people I don't even know, and they kept switching us up in groups with people we didn't know. And when you do that, that's when the magic happens. And when you use this model, and whether it was scarcity, whether it was a term that's called mirroring and matching, which is a term that's used in NLP, when it's acknowledgement, when it's love, when it was using level 5 listening, when it was using reciprocity or the power of questioning, it was all like tools that you could have in your toolbox. It was bringing it back, and then it was giving validation, and it was all bringing it back to the fact that it was just getting to the fact of yes, and bringing them back in our industry, because there were so many people there from so many different industries. But to bring it back to what we do, it was bringing people back to bringing them back to getting a yes.
Yeah,
and that's beautiful.
That type of training, because that kind of training, as well as what Anthony Robbins does, it's all about the psychology of people, the psychology of relationships. And I can't think of a better profession, even though, like you said, people from so many backgrounds, so many professions come to these events. Like when I went to the Tony Robbins event, I didn't find any networkers, but there were thousands of people from different. But it's interesting but I can't find a better profession for that kind of material than network marketing. And also, I can't find better prospects for network marketing than the kind of people that go to that event. What about that?
Oh my gosh, Jeff. I can't tell you how many people I met this weekend that are so interested in what I do.
Yeah, it's really true. I experienced the same thing at Date with Destiny. And and these are professionals and these are accomplished people. They have money. I mean, the ticket to a date with destiny is not cheap, right?
Oh, the ticket that I purchased was $6,000.
Oh, really? For that event? And
For
how many were
date,
there? How many?
no. The ticket that I had originally purchased to join you at Date with
Oh, yeah.
Date with Destiny was
Oh, date.
$6,000. Yeah,
Yeah. And 5,000 people are there?
yeah.
What? Yeah. I mean, what kind of person would spend that kind of money for a ticket? And those are the very, obviously they're very dedicated to their future, right? Or they wouldn't do that. So to me, they're the perfect kind of people that I would want to build a business with. Yeah.
But the same thing here. I mean, it was, real estate agents. It was,
Yep.
there were over 1,500 people here, and a lot of them there were a core group of people that were from the Tony community, but there were another group of people that were real estate agents and coaches, and not a lot of people from network marketing, a very small community. So those are all people that are prospects. I mean, I have a stack of business cards. And what I did, and this is a really smart idea, is just like I have all of these. So, you know how we all get, lanyards to attend any event,
Yep.
right?
Right.
So this is what I learned. Instead of just adding people to Facebook, so this was my event lanyard to this. So take a picture of people's lanyards. And then when you get home, go back and add them and send them a message that you so enjoyed meeting them, that you want to connect, set up a time to converse with them.
Do they have their contact information on that?
Oh yeah, I mean, they have their first, last name.
Oh,
Yeah.
I can't see it clear. Okay. Does it got your phone number?
No, but I mean, 80% of people are on social media, whether they're on Facebook, whether they're on Instagram,
Yeah.
whether
I mean,
they're
I
on
did the thing with
LinkedIn.
Destiny. I said, hey, let's add one another. That's what we did.
It's true, but you know what? When you just add them like that, what's the probability that you are going to remember what they do when you have 4,800 friends on Facebook? When you go and add them when you're home, you take a visual picture and you add some notes. Like once I took a picture, I added, like, they're a coach in the UK. So once I took their picture, this is something I did differently at this event. Somebody gave me a suggestion that was a platinum partner. And I'm like, okay, I'll try it. So I
You
took
would
a
take
picture.
and then when you would do what?
So I took some notes about who they were and like how we met, like what we talked about. And then when I got home, and I'm still in the process because I met so many people there, I am going back and now connecting with them and setting up calls with them.
Okay, you take a picture and somehow you organize it in your notes, those pictures.
So I took a photo of their part, and then I just went back and I jotted down some notes about who they are. Soon as I got home on Sunday night,
Gotcha.
it was late, and I jotted down who they were. So Peter Swan, he's from the UK. He connects with $1 million businesses, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
He's a platinum partner, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
what he does. So just to keep like fresh who he was. And then in collaboration, I also connected, some of them gave me business cards. So I lined up those with the pictures.
Oh, yeah. So their contact information on their business card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it all made sense. But that was a lot better than just go adding people on Facebook, because a lot of times when you just do that, those connections have gotten lost in the past.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's a shame, because you go to an event like that, you don't want to lose those connections.
no, I mean, and that's happened to me in the past, to be honest. This methodology seems to be working well. I'll let you know when I track my results, because what I've learned from Tony Robbins is that anything that is not tracked, that you can't track, is not measurable.
Yeah, that's right. I've heard him say that. So anything else you want to share that you got out of the event? I mean, again, we go back to influence, because that was, the importance of a rapport building. You talk about emotion, and that's what, and at these events, when you're there for a few days, that's a nice thing. You get to connect with these people. I know that I had a chance to do that every day, to reconnect with these people, laugh, eat with them, talk. Sometimes you're in the, like in a coaching group with them, where you're coaching one another. So the thing is, you're doing things together. When we think about even, not just this event, but when we, the art of connecting with people. I during the holidays, I was saying that if you're standing in Starbucks, or if you're standing in a line in a store, instead of looking at your phone, talk to the person next to you. Try to get something going, or compliment them, about something. But a relationship building, a lot of people are losing that, and their ability to even communicate, because they're so used to texting or just using Facebook Messenger. I talked to somebody about that the other day, and she says, I haven't talked to people in years on the phone. I just don't know what to say. I mean,
that's so critical, is to pull it through. Like, if you're going to have a communication on Messenger, or you're going to have an initial a conversation on the phone, pull it through and bring it either in a live meeting on Starbucks or on Zoom. Like, there's nothing like human connection. Like, if you can't see the person, and I know that I read a study, or a prior mentor had shared with me, the conversion when you actually meet with somebody or you see them goes from like 8% to like 80%. So you need to do that. It's huge.
Oh, it is huge. And that's the thing. And that's the thing that people are losing more and more, is just, they could be so great at what they do. And here, I'm looking at just a couple of comments here. No, wait, good. So the anything else powerful you want to share? That
this weekend was just huge in the fact, what I will say is that my biggest takeaway was that I learned so much from, you need to surround yourself with people that you never ever want to be the smartest person in the room. You need to surround yourself that those are smarter than you. And what I mean by that is, I learned so much from, we were coached to, if we were comfortable with it, to choose a person that was non-site. And I chose to do that because I felt that that would up level where I was. So I did. I chose 2 platinum partners because I felt that would up level where I was. And I also chose somebody that was non-site. So that was my group. And from choosing somebody that couldn't see, I learned the biggest lesson that I think I've ever learned in a long time is that they see things that we don't see. And it taught me that even though I really thought that my listening skills were very in tuned, and that I listened more than I spoke. You really need to be in tune to what you're listening to, because your listening skills will take you to that next level.
And that's an important point, because usually when we're listening, we're thinking about how we're going to respond. And so it's work to listen to people. Means you have to disown yourself. I mean, you've got to surrender any kind of
ego,
anything that you want, any kind of what motive of the conversation. When we're prospecting, we know what the motive is. I want to get you. I want to get you. I got to have you. I got a bonus to get this month. I got a rank to get to. And so then we don't see the person as a person. We see him as something to get, an outcome for that benefits us. Doesn't do anything for the prospect. So that listening, I've realized is a lot of work, because again, you got to forget your own interests, and then you've got to totally engross yourself in what that person is saying. That's not easy to do. At least it wasn't easy for me.
No, but Jeff, when you are sitting with somebody that can't see, it's so innate. And what I learned over those 3 days is they see things that we don't see. Like Sean Calgary, he can't see. He was on stage presenting for so many hours, and like he sees things, like, and he can't see. Like he sees things like maybe peripherally, but like he doesn't see. Like I was afraid he was going to fall off the stage. And he can like read body language, like, and it's amazing. But like they see things, blind people see things that we don't see, like, because they have a sharper innate listening skill.
Yeah, you have to engage the other senses.
Yeah. And that taught me like so many things over this weekend, like 3 days in immersion that I didn't know. And I know that that's going to raise my lid of leadership, of, prospecting, of whatever I do this year, because God be damned. Like, I mean, that's amazing. Like, to be immersed with these people this weekend of what they can see that we don't see.
Mm-hmm. So, I bring it back to what we do, and then it's, again, you got to divorce yourself from the outcome, and then just love the process and realize we're connecting with a human being. If we want to have influence, we want to get to know that person, and basically, and it may be that, let's say if I'm prospecting somebody, my opportunity or my company or what I do may not be a fit for them. It may not be good for them. I've even told people, you're not a fit for what I do, but I know a leader in another company that I think would be. And that's just, so again, how many people would do that? I mean, it's just, I'm like, I want to serve that person, take care of that person. There'll always be somebody else. There's always somebody else, and I'll find the right people. That's not going to be a problem, but I want that person to find the right person. I may not be that right person. And, but it's interesting that you went to that event, and so good. I mean, I thanks for sharing all this. This has been awesome.
Thank you for having me, Jeff.
Oh, I'm so glad. I'm glad you did. I'm glad you got on and did this. I want to share this with you tonight, folks, because I wanted you to meet Mindee and also realize how important third-party events are. But these kind of third-party events, these are not network marketing training events. What we have to understand is, if you really want to get good at network marketing, how many times are you going to have to be told how to prospect somebody, how to sponsor somebody, onboard somebody? At what point do you know enough? But I'm going to tell you right now, what's missing with most of these leaders out there is they are emotionally ADD. I mean, truly ADD. I mean, like so many don't have emotional intelligence. And that's what these events are all about. And the people that you meet at these events are incredible. So which Tony event are you gonna go to next, do you think?
Business mastery.
Business mastery? Which one?
In August.
In August, okay, because I'm going this month. I'm going back to West Palm Beach. Business mastery there, and that'll be interesting. So I'll be sharing that when I'm over there in West Palm, and it's going to school again, folks. I mean, it's like Tony says, you know, Kanai, constant, never-ending improvement. We never graduate. But thanks, Mindee, for
Thank
being
you, Jeff.
on.
This was awesome. Love you. Good night.
Okay, everyone, have a good night.